The game is starting. Alright, on Frost LE, coming from Renegades of Hell, we have Redfeet as the pink Protoss power. In the top right hand corner, the red Protoss, coming from Xtraterrestrial Academy, we've got KellY. KellY is the guy, I made sure about it beforehand. So far, vertical spawns, all the spawns seem pretty normal apart. Very long air distance, not very safe to try and go really fast. Aggression, especially if you don't know where your opponent is. All spawns are enabled on this, so there are no cross only. KellY going with the 9 scout, making sure there's not anything corny going on, making sure the pylon count is about the same as his, because one lost pylon is the end of the world in PvP. It means it's in your base, and you don't want a bunch of zealots just walking in your base being like, well, that was game 5. Sorry, guys. Redfeet being pink is going to throw me off, especially because KellY is red. That's going to be a little wonky. KellY going for a little bit more macro-heavy build, getting his gas and gateway a little bit later than Redfeet. Doesn't necessarily have a worker advantage. Like, actually, KellY's a little delayed on everything. Second gas is coming out for Redfeet as well. We might see Stargate play, we might see DTs. You know, I would like to see some DTs right now. I'm not sure what you mean by handshake. Oh, the little handshake. Ooh. Yep, there was a little handshake from these probes. It was more of a quick hug. That was our Spanish caster. Please go watch him if you prefer Spanish on twitch.tv/CoulterTV. KellY getting second gas. This will catch him up in gas a little bit. Having the double gas, though, from Redfeet will be a little nifty. And KellY, aggressive pylon over here. We might see a Stargate from him. This is going to be fairly interesting. The Cyber Core is done for Redfeet. Looks like he's getting Warp Gate, Gateway, and a Mothership Core as soon as he has enough room for it. And there it is. The extra gas giving him the ability to get all 3, and there's the proxy Stargate. Ooh, KellY is going for a quick kill with an Oracle, but with a Mothership Core out this early and a Stalker out, he's actually going... Where was this barracks rallied? Oh, no, he saw it. The barracks seem to have been rallied over. I had to try and scout for... Where's this guy going? He's going right here. Looks like he thinks that there's going to be one over here, but he's just going to find it on this lower end. KellY's going to have to cancel this unless he's going to try and force it out, but that pylon will go down. Back at KellY's base. Oh, no. Warp Gate was started. Oh, and Warp Gate's over a minute into it for Redfeet. This is not good for KellY. KellY totally forgot Warp Gate, and KellY's in a really bad spot. Redfeet can just walk right over him right now. A Robo is being thrown down in haste. A Twilight Council is coming down along with the second gateway for Redfeet. And Redfeet, I mean, with that cancellation, I mean, KellY's got a chrono his little heart out, try and get Warp Gate done and get some units out and something. Mothership Core is out on the field. I'm surprised he didn't get that as well. Might have lost. Was there a loss? No, it was just one worker. And, well, KellY, you're going to have to be careful here, buddy. You don't have Warp Gate, and you got to get that sentry out fast. There's no chrono energy at all. Just 2 Stalkers being a little bit annoying here. Oh, Redfeet being a little over-ambitious with that Stalker, but only suffering 1 Mothership Core damage, 8 damage with 1 armor, 7 damage actually hitting. Robobait is down. Cybernetics Core needs to be Chrono Boost, and there's a Dark Shrine from Redfeet. Oh, that's... Redfeet, I love you right now. It's unfortunate that there's a robotics facility for KellY, and an observer will get out shortly, but... I mean, Dark Shrine does have another 50 seconds to go. And if there's only going to be 1 observer, multiple attacks with multiple DTs might render KellY a little bit off foot. But with this DT Shrine, if KellY can hold it off pretty well, he'll be in a good spot to take an expansion. Redfeet is going for a DT expand. He's still building probes at his main. Not really using chrono too much. Does only have 2 gateways and a robotics bay is coming up. Surprised there's no third gateway just yet. A little bit of a recall from the mothership core. Looks like he was trying to do some damage that I did not catch. Nothing was lost though, and there is a proxy pylon for Redfeet over here. Scouting hallucinated Phoenix from a sentry out and about. Just going to check what KellY is doing, and KellY had used Nexus Cannon. That's gonna put a little bit of hurting on the energy. KellY can't get this natural up. He's gonna be way too far behind. But with DTs coming out, and he did go Immortals. Immortals, pretty big answer to Archons, just because of the damage mitigation, how slow. Ooh, we have a War Prism coming out from Redfeet. We are going to see dropped DTs. This is going to be really, really fun to watch, just depending on how Redfeet uses it. But it was scouted out, and if this Phoenix lasts long enough, it will be able to see the War Prism come out. And, I mean, KellY knows about the Dark Shrine. Saw it. There's a forge coming down. If anything, just for upgrades, there is an observer over the choke point. So, and only 1 or 2 dead spots for KellY. He will be able to hold off any DT attack, even if they warp in here. Looks like Redfeet is going to go for that spot. He is aware of it. Hallucinated Phoenix is going out and about to try and search around. 1 DT is already out. Was 1 lost at one point? Yes, it looks like he tried to go through the front door and saw that there was an observer there. Cannon is coming down in the natural main mineral line, I should say. Templar Archives is coming out as well. So we are going to see Archons from KellY. He knows that Phoenix is hallucinated, does see everything, does see that that spot might be vulnerable to a couple DTs, and if enough get in there, they can snipe out the pylon before it kills them. The DT does come out. It is going to focus down the pylon, actually. It will get a free kill right there. And with that, he will... Ooh, another DT coming into the main. But with the army moving up here, that means this DT can come back in. No forces were left behind. This DT's going to get killed pretty quickly, but this DT's working on the probe count right now. And that's not good for KellY, because Redfeet is up in supply, even though he is going DTs. Colossus are coming out now for Redfeet with +1 getting done, but Charge is getting done for KellY. And with Charge and High Templar, that's going to be really interesting. Zealots do have a large amount of HP, but do have a bad tendency of clumping up. But with Charge, they kind of spread out a little bit more. Archons are coming out for KellY, so they will be able to take a little bit of damage. Actually, a good amount of damage. Archons having that 350 shields, very nice. This War Prism still has this weak little Dark Templar. And how many observers are on the field? There are 2 observers out for KellY. Let's see where those guys are at. One's most likely with his army. Yeah, they're both with his army. That's not exactly the best thing for him. And once 1 observer out and about, checking where pylons are. Redfeet looks like he is going to go for a more traditional Colossus style. Let's see, War of the Worlds here. While KellY's actually stuck making it Immortals, there was no robotics facility, he went straight for Archons instead. So we're going to see Immortal Archon Charge Lot versus War of the Worlds attack. With more gateways coming out, second robotics bay, robotics facility I should say. Double Colossus means double trouble for KellY. Even with Immortals out there, once Colossus get to a certain point, they essentially just annihilate. They will do 20 damage to the shields because there are 2 attacks that come from a Colossus. So only 5 hits will deplete. Only 5 hits from Colossus. So 5 hits, 20 damage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, this sneaky DT over here, making sure that there's no expansion thrown down. KellY going for the 3rd because Redfeet does already have his 3rd halfway done. This game looking to shape up to be a heavy macro game. You may see DT play happen. There was a Warp Prism that I actually seem to have lost. It might have died. Activating Stab. It's still alive. It's just hanging out. Looks like the Observer did go down from Redfeet trying to spy on KellY's army, but he does know the Zealots do have charge. Getting charge for himself, that will help against the charge latch. It will make the Zealots kind of clash together and form this nice line for the Colossus just to mow down. charges just finishing up. +2 being done for Redfeet here. And, excuse me, +1 is only done for KellY. No +2 on the way just yet. Storm is done. We will have storms for KellY, which is kind of good, but there's no High Templar in the army. There's no High Templar on the field at all. That's kind of strange that you would go ahead and get storm, but not like save 1 or 2 High Templar. Just go all like heavy Archon. Like, don't get me wrong, Archons are still really, really good. You can't diss Archons, but getting storm and not having High Templar is a little bit strange. Redfeet also getting Templar Archives, but he does have 6 Colossus out on the field with another one in production. That's going to hurt a lot. That is a lot of DPS right there, and no matter how many Immortals you have, it's going to be a really bad time. The Archons will be able to take a good chunk of damage. If the Immortals can micro properly and not get force fielded out, which there are a couple sentries, and nice catch from KellY, noticing the run by, using the Watchtower to see it, but letting those last 2 Zealots escape because he probably fears a push into his base with the army of KellY, which wouldn't have been such a terrible thing. KellY is now getting +1 armor, not getting +2 attack just yet. What was the second forge that just finished up? Getting +1 shields now. Not a really bad choice. And a second War Prism is coming down for Redfeet. Looks like he might have lost his last War Prism. I suppose so. There are High Templar out on the field, and both players actually getting War Prism right now. We're going to see if that could lead to any shenanigans. More High Templar are coming out from KellY. This is a lot of Immortals, though. There are 9 Immortals out there, 4 Archons. That's a lot of gas investment compared to what's over here for Redfeet. Redfeet having 8 Colossus doing 34 damage apiece. I don't know. 38 damage apiece each shot now. Attack 2 times 19 plus 19 is 38. So 2 more Colossus, and they can actually one-shot an Archon, which is pretty impressive, considering. And there's a little bit of a run by KellY getting his base exposed. Redfeet actually having a pylon on the high ground. Really good play from Redfeet, being able to strike like this. Might be able to take out 1 Archon right here. That's going to be huge. Zealots do have a high DPS, and these Zealots just won't stop coming out. Redfeet is getting up to engage, and looks like it's going to be able to pick off. Oh man, these Zealots. It's a huge win. Army value. That's the wrong tab. Army supply. About a 20 supply lead, 25 supply lead for our RoH player, Redfeet. And I mean, KellY's doing his best to get a concave, but there are just way too many Colossus, and with the time warps and nothing to fight there, Redfeet's just gonna completely steamroll with this Colossus. I'm not sure what KellY was thinking, not getting Colossus at all, but Xtraterrestrial Academy dropping the 5th game, RoH taking the series 5-0. Congratulations, RoH, on winning the series and taking a 5-0 victory over Xtraterrestrial Academy. Xtraterrestrial Academy showing that they're not to be messed with, but RoH showing that they have strength too, and that you should fear them as much as you fear Xtraterrestrial.